Hi everyone, so today I'm going to go over what you need to do for Module 6. So here's the overview page. On the content section, you'll need to read through Chapter 9 of the field textbook. I would recommend doing that after you watch the videos, but that's something you can always, that's up to you. Your assignments are the M6 quiz. It's based on textbook readings. M6 homework is based on the video lectures, and then there's a brief article critique discussion board. So here are listed some additional resources. There's the PowerPoint for the presentation in the next section. The statistical matrix is gone over in the next section, so there's just a PDF file of the matrix itself. Then there's an output file for SPSS going over what you want to interpret from the output for independent and paired t-tests. And I think I deleted that demonstration file, so that won't be there. As well as these other decision-making tools to use if the statistical matrix is confusing. These different websites will help you decide which statistical test to be using from this class module on for the rest of the semester. So if we go to the next page, you'll see this is the two-sample significance testing. So here's a brief summary of what you're going to be learning, the goals, and then a few videos that you should watch that describe in detail what an overview of the t-tests, what an independent t-test is, what a paired t-test is, some results in journals, and then how to compute this in SPSS. So this last video about computing in SPSS is done by Andy Field, who's the author of your textbook. This example is from a previous textbook, version the 3rd edition, I think. So it has a different example than what's in your textbook, and I recommend you skip the first 2.5 minutes because it's just a brief overview of what I talked about in the other lectures. And then again, here's the link to the PowerPoint slides that are used in the first 4 lectures. So I watch all of those, and then if you go back to the Module 6 overview here, there's the stats matrix file, the PowerPoint file. This is the article you'll need for the discussion board. Then there's an output file for the independent and paired t-tests, as well as your homework. So I'll go over the homework first. So here is what I'm expecting you to do. You'll want to go through here, identify the dependent variable and its level of measurement. So is it nominally measured, ordinally measured, or continuously measured? And if it is nominal or ordinally measured, you want to put in those categories of male and female, gender as gender variable, or maybe it's age ranges. So you want to put those in for both the DV and the IV, and then determine which statistical test you would use. So either the independent t-test or the paired t-test for this assignment. Number 2 is very similar. It just has it broken down for you actually conducting this in SPSS. So you'll want to input this data into SPSS, and then you can identify the DV and IV, what statistical test, and what program evaluation design. We talked about this in one of the earlier modules. And then you want to enter that data above in this table to SPSS in the data view tab, and make sure you take a picture of that and include all the data into that picture for C. And then you're going to actually run the independent or paired t-test using SPSS, write up your sentence describing the results, and if there was a significant difference, make sure you note what the difference was in terms of the DV and IV. There are some examples of this on the slides, as well as in that SPSS output file. Number 3 is similar. You'll input this data and run either the independent or paired t-test. It asks the same questions. Make sure you have all of the data in this screenshot for part C. And then 4 is just answering some questions based on this table that is about pre-surgery demographic characteristics. So there's just 3 questions there to answer, and that's all you have to do for this homework assignment. Now if we go back, there's also The Dropbox is here where you put your Dropbox. The quiz is standard, same as normal. You just go in and do the quiz. It's 10 questions. You can take it as many times as you want, and the highest grade will be reflected. Then here's what I'm expecting for the article critique for the discussion board. You'll want to review the article posted up here, the association of dietary fatty acid intake with procoagulation and inflammation in Saudi adults. Briefly read through the article and describe the main research question. Then you'll want to identify and summarize only one of the characteristics that were significantly different between males and females, which is found in Table 1 on what's called page 57 of the article. Then you'll want to use professional language to write up a sentence describing that statistically different characteristic. So you'll receive 1.5 points for completing that post with those 2 points of information, and then I want you to respond to one other student's post, critiquing their write-up, saying one thing they did well as one thing that you would recommend they improve in their write-up. And you'll receive 1.5 points for that critique of another classmate's post. And then you only have to respond to one student's post, and so the total discussion board will be worth 3 points. So that's all that's in this module. It's due next Saturday, March 26th, so you have a full week to work on it. If you have any questions, feel free to email me, or more easily use the discussion board or a text messaging system. I'll try and get back to you as soon as possible. Remember, I have a 2 business day turnaround time to answer emails, so if I don't respond immediately, it's because there's a 2 business day turnaround time, and that it goes for Remind text messages too. If you send me a text message, I may not respond right away.